Hey Capricorn, welcome to Wild Pearl Tarot. Today we're going to be doing your October 2024 Oracle and Tarot readings, starting with Oracle. If you guys have never been to my channel before, welcome. I appreciate you spending some time to check something new out. This is a really loving community and a very active one. So if you like to feel uplifted by others, if you in turn like to uplift others, I encourage you to consider subscribing. This is your tribe. Just trying to empower each other over here. So if you'd like for me to pray for you, send you my good juju, say hi in the comments section. That offer always stands. Even if you want to send a little emoji and you're shy like myself, that works too. Just something that I can focus on. And I encourage all of y'all to do the same for each other. We're getting one card out from the Divine Feather Messenger deck. That's the one that just flew. And then we're going to be getting a card out from the Angels of Abundance deck, asking, you know, what's coming towards Capricorn? Like in October, what can you benefit from knowing about? So we'll see an energy pop through this reading, most likely a theme, and that's just the theme of your month. There's going to be all sorts of moving parts, of course, but that's what this message wants you to know. So we start with a message of the Finch. New opportunities and choices are opening up to you now. Claim them. And then we have, wow, I like your reading already. Dreams of abundance. Yes, thank you. As you sleep, God, your angels, and your higher self are guiding you towards ideas, answers, and solutions. Be sure to record your dreams in a journal because they contain valuable insights that will help you manifest your desires in reality. Have you guys had the experience of recording something down, maybe a dream or a message or a tarot reading? A lot of you guys actually take notes. That is so cool. And then you come back to it and you read it and you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't even see this, plain as day, like the tip of my nose. It's right there all along. Another message there. So that's kind of what's popping up in my mind. But this looks very abundant. This looks very new. Like I wouldn't be surprised if we had the World card, if we had aces in your reading. So let's see where this goes. If you haven't yet and you feel like it, hit that like button. Thank you so much. All right, so Capricorns, making sure they're all upright. If they fly in reverse, and we only take the ones that fly on their own, I read them how they fly out, but we start with all the cards upright. That's my rule. That's how we do it here. Okay, we have, boom. Nice, I love seeing the 5 of Wands upside down. You know why? Because it's a sense of coming out of conflict. Sometimes it's competition, but this kind of has a feeling of rising above and starting with a fresh start. Yes, the Fool card. Let's get a few more cards out and then I'll give you a better idea where we're going. For our Capricorns, flipping but not flying, we've got the 10 of Wands. And okay, so it really has this feeling of, we have the Justice card here. So if any of you guys have been going through something legal, where there's contracts or even in the legal system, or if there was anything that felt previously unfair, maybe you were feuding with somebody, there's a sense of balance being restored in your life and a sense that you can kind of cut away the old. The 10 of Wands wanted to fly out, but it did flip, and I take that as a footnote. The 10 of Wands is closing an exhausting chapter, and then we have starting a brand new one. And of course, you want to do so responsibly. That's why we've got the little white dog there yapping at his ankles. He's saying, hey, you got to look around because you might step right off this cliff. Meanwhile, he's like, la, 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 you know, looking up at this new world. So while this new world is unfolding before you, and obviously some opportunities, don't forget the details, right? We have in the center of your reading the Hanged Man, which is, I would like to unpack all of these cards because there's going to be another story, right? There's going to be more to the tale. We have, and that's about a perspective that is gained, but at a sacrifice. And perhaps it took a long time too to gain this perspective. But once you have it for your entire life. It's almost like a skill set or a wisdom that you've been granted through something that was tough. We have your energy coming through. I think this is you. The King of Pentacles, we'll find out. But the King of Pentacles is somebody who's grounded and responsible and very much looking at their investments, looking at their money. They're very good with their money. So while I can't tell you yet, Capricorn, if this is a money reading or relationship reading, it feels so far like it's like a life energy reading, right? Like, you know, there are times in life, and I know all of you guys have experienced this, where it's these enormous pauses and it feels almost stagnant. And you're wondering, you know, is this just kind of the quiet before the storm? Am I like building momentum, or am I actually stopped and stagnant, right? So that's a phase in life. And then there's phases where there's like endings and it feels like everything's coming to an end. Relationships, jobs, not doing so well, whatever. Like life has a cycle. And so this is about a life cycle so far. And it's about something is restored, a balance or a fairness, an equality is restored, yes. And then it's starting fresh. And finally, the last card that I have not mentioned yet is the Seven of Cups, to emphasize the point I just made. Fresh means also having all these options, but it's also important to be discerning with these options, which is basically the same meaning of that little dog yapping at your ankles. It's like, yes, using your imagination, open to what's possible. When I say using your imagination, what do I mean, right? I mean, sometimes the beginning of a manifested, like a beginning of a manifestation is first allowing yourself to daydream, is allowing yourself to brainstorm. So that is the Seven of Cups. It's also a meaning of like all these possibilities being laid out before you. And just to remember to look closely at each one, because while some of these cups are holding gold and treasure, others are holding serpents. So be discerning. That's all that means. So let's unpack these, you guys. And, you know, I want to mention, I am going to have an extended to this reading. I can't do extendeds to all readings usually. I run 4 businesses. So I pick and choose randomly for signs. And my intention is to give you enough in this reading that you feel satiated. But if you want to follow me over to the extended, the link will be in the description box below, and it's like the price of a cup of coffee. So, Hanged Man, boom, 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 Justice card. That came out so funny. Oh my God, you got the Justice card. The Queen of Swords instead in front of the Justice card. Look how similar they look. I've never realized how ridiculously similar they look. Huh. I've used this deck for years and years and years. Never noticed that. That means something. Seven of Cups. Nice. Something's going to pop through. All these options. Something's going to pull through and shine. Almost looks like it's a person. Okay, let's get into this. Right on. You cut your losses with something and move the hell on. You're like, whatever is out there in these mysterious hills is so much better. I can feel it. And while I may not know all the details, that doesn't even matter because I can feel it so strongly that I'm going to leave whatever it was I was putting so much energy into. You're cutting your losses, the 5 of Swords upside down, because honestly, this looks so much better. It feels like you've naturally lost interest in something that was creating conflict. And that's why you're coming out of it. Yes, that is a wonderful combination of cards. I got to say, as a tarot reader, it's really nice to tell you that. So there's been, with this King of Pentacles, you got the Heartbreak card come out with it. So there has been hardship. If this is you, oh, I love it. Man, if this King of Pentacles is you, Capricorn, which is usually, you know, the earth sign I'm speaking to, this is like grace after a hardship, disappointment, sadness. It varies depending upon what you've gone through, what it was about, of course. But the Star card, I mean, sorry, I had to draw a bathing suit on her, YouTube. But the Star card is that moment, it's that moment after a really good cry, and you feel like hopeful, you feel like relief, you feel like, okay, everything's gonna be okay, even if you need to cry all over again. Side note, did you know that we release literal cortisol, that fight or flight, panicky anxiety type of hormone? We release it literally in the liquid of our tears. I just found this out. So cool. Cry all you want. It's your party, boo. Cry all you want. Because afterwards, you release, I think it's endorphins. Somebody correct me if it's serotonin. Sometimes I get mixed up. But it's the happy hormone. It's like happy chemicals. That's why we feel that relief of like, I can go on after we cry. I swear the human body works with the human spirit in such a really cool way. But yeah, so this is like that moment of grace and possibility, and hope is restored. That is the meaning of the star card. And that's why it comes after the tower in sequential order in tarot, because the tower is this big shakeup you have no control over. It's an event in your life. And then there's the grace of the star. So we don't have the tower in your reading, but we do have heartache. And so this is where your hope is being restored. This is fresh. This is new. You're leaving it behind. I'm rooting for you. And what are you going towards is the question. The Fool card came out with the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups represents your friendships, support, celebrations. Let's get one more. What else? Ideas, fresh inspiration. The Page of Wands. I love it for you. And we have the Hanged Man. Now on top of the Hanged Man, which is a major arcana big messenger of the deck, we have another major arcana big messenger, and that's the Wheel. Where you are at right now, Capricorn, I promise you, it's exactly where you're supposed to be. This is a karmic card saying the worst is also over. Now your luck is changing. It's like a positive card. And things are moving. So it might have felt like, Capricorn, things weren't moving along for a while. Maybe it felt like you spent too much time in a hard place. But I can tell you that according to your tarot reading, things are going to start snapping off, like popping off, not snapping off. Holy Lord, I hope nothing snaps off on you. Okay, so we have the Finch. My mouth does not work very well with my brain sometimes, the coordination gets off. The Finch, new opportunities and choices are opening to you now. Claim them. Yes, that's fresh energy. That's newness. Dreams of abundance. As you sleep, God, your angels, and your higher self are guiding you towards ideas and answers and solutions. This is positive forward motion. So I would like to get some clarity from a fresh deck about this Queen of Swords that looks so much like the Justice card. I do think you're going to be aware of how solid your support is in the coming month. I think that there might have been something you had to get very straight on regarding your foundation, whether it was literally your home or something that means foundation to you, basically, right? If that is some of your solid relationships, but it feels like this has a really great turnout. There's resilience, there's determination that is attached to this Queen of Swords energy. Now, some of you guys, this Queen of Swords means it's actually an energy you had to step into. And this is a place of like strategy, maybe negotiation, very clear, very straightforward. Boundaries are usually involved. She's a sharp thinker and an analyzer. But others of you, this is actually maybe an air sign or somebody who's similar to an air sign in your life. And it could be that you had to get clear with some details with them. Still, there was this rocky, shaky foundation. But it's like your resiliency pays off, because what's happening is this is turning out in your favor. There's like this karmic meaning to the Justice card, which is things are being fairly balanced in your life. But also this Ace, here it is, the Ace I was hoping for. Ace of Wands carries a lot of energy. Now it's an opportunity, just like a flame. It will go out if you don't act on it, if you don't feed it, right? But it's like almost a result of you holding your own. That's the feeling. You hold your own, you don't give up, in something. While at the same time, there is something you're walking away from. You're like, I got bigger visions. I'm not gonna exhaust myself anymore on whatever this conflict is. This is like almost the feeling of having the final word in something, and then just this, you make space for this new opportunity to land in your lap. And then we have another ace. And that is somebody coming through in your reading. I got to get more clarity on this. I have a feeling that this is where we're going to probably getting more clarity in your extended as well. Who's this Queen of Wands? Wow, you know what? This just took kind of a romantic turn, possibly. Let's see what this is. And it doesn't have to be romantic. It's just like there's this, of all your options, 7 of Cups. This is the one I was saying, be discerning. You're getting all these options laid out before you. So maybe some of you guys are online dating or LinkedIn, looking at possibilities, new jobs. Whatever it is, what's coming through is a cup. So not only is it an opportunity, but it's one that feeds your heart. It feeds your emotional body. And so that's why it can look like something either that creatively sparks you and feeds your, fills your well, or it could be a relationship. But there's a long-term benefit to this. So if it's a person who's coming through, this Queen of Wands is somebody who's very confident, fiery, they like nice things, they like influencing people, and they like attention usually. And if they're an introvert, there's still a part of them that usually is loud. So like an introvert that dresses really confidently and doesn't mind people looking at them. You know what I mean? Or an introvert that is a fantastic performer or whatever. But you're coming out of this place of scarcity. And when we're talking about an Ace of Cups, well, it's the opposite that you're coming out of. So a place of depravity, a place of a lack of inspiration, maybe a lack of feeling connected and understood. And we have the Lover's card. I think some of you guys felt like you were being taken for granted, maybe by an emotionally immature person. And I think it's when you start looking at all these options. I think it's when you start looking at all these options that things change. We're already at almost 18 minutes here. Queen of Cups. We have 2 individuals here. Yeah, ultimately, this is a beautiful snapshot of your month. New opportunities are coming your way, abundance, cutting away the old, not even being interested in exhausting yourself on old arguments or conflict, even competition. Some of you guys used to maybe get caught up in a type of competition, and you're just like, no, I have a vision now of the future, and you are healing. And you've got all this energy and excitement and what's possible, and a couple of opportunities landing in your lap. So if you'd like to follow me over to the extended, come on over. And if this was beneficial, it was helpful, please consider liking and subscribing, becoming part of the family. Take good care. I love you all. Bye-bye.